It's past my bedtime. Straight up, I'm excited to be out here. Yo, I'm excited. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay up tonight. Now I was gonna mention Edgar. I don't know how you stay up I don't know how you stay up all night, man. Like crazy.
It's the nightlife background. I think it's just the nightlife background, man. Like probably like a decade ago, like since like 2000. I mean, since high school days, bro. Just like doing little events, like just staying up on the run. So what's up, Lou? How was the setting up the equipment and everything? Was it overwhelming, or you're able to?
I mean, it was a little bit just because everything was brand new out the box. I'm over here thinking, I'm like, yeah, I should have guessed second guess on here, or sorry, second episode, first guests, I'm assuming. So I'm like, dang, I gotta open this box up and everything. So if anything gets messed up on the first go, it's on me.
Nah, you're good. Welcome to the second episode of Wham Sports Live podcast. Got my brother Big J, but for the very first time, we have a very special guest, our cousin-in-law. Hey, he's my brother, Mr. Luiz Bernal.
Luis Alberto Bernal. Hey, thank you for having me.
First of all, thank you for hopping on, for being our first guest. For anyone listening, if this is your second time listening to the podcast, we appreciate the support. If this is the first time, welcome. Yes, welcome aboard. We're here to have a good time. And yes, Victor, it's how do you feel, man? We got our first special guest on.
Very excited, and couldn't have picked a better person. I talk to this guy almost every day too, so very, very excited.
I'm definitely excited because Luis is definitely like the one of the big brothers I never had as well. He's a good dude, a good guy, family man, but he's also just like us, lives a sports life. He's got a couple teams, got a couple things he wants to say, of course, like we all do, right? It's a beautiful thing about sports. I think you can always everyone's got something to say, so that's why we're providing this platform for anyone that wants to come on later on and tell us about their passion, what they got going on, not just sports, it could be anything. And simply just excited to be on the second episode once again. So Mr. We'll let you take the floor, my brother. Let me know how you feeling today. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we can ask you a couple questions. But first of all, man, thank you for being on, man. How you feeling today? How's life?
Yeah, I appreciate I do appreciate the invite. I will admit, a little nervous. Even though y'all family. But it's exciting. It's exciting. Ever since Vic reached out and was like, "Yo, we want you on the show," I was like, "Oh, let's get it." I was even dropping down topics and everything, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the flow, and let's get it. That actually just brings up a whole memory right there when I was the current job that I had. Why I have, sorry, not had, but I have.
The current job or the previous job?
Nah, current. I walked in and, they saw I was nervous, crazy nervous. And, the hiring manager at the time, he just looked at me and I sat down. I was all stiff. He saw I was stiff. He's like, yo, calm down. It's just a conversation. And he kind of just he said that he just saw like the stress just come to just relieve off my shoulders. And, we had a good time. And I got hired.
There we go.
So let's get it.
Making the paper, and bro, I mean, you're I mean, I look at you, you're a pretty big dude, man. I mean, like how was that, man? All through high school, did you have a growth spurt? Like, do you have tall parents? Like, what's the genetics looking like, man? Like, what's going on, man?
Yeah, 6 foot, evenly 6 foot right there. So I'm in the 6 foot gang. But I mean, it's just my mom. I mean, my mom, she's like 5. I'm gonna give her an inch. So 5'5". She's 5'5". My dad, he's like 5'10". So I don't know where I got the 6 foot from, but all I gotta say, shout out to my grandma. Well, R.I.P. grandma and grandpa from both sides. Well, yeah, from one side they were both tall, so I'm assuming I got it from them.
Your grandparents both resided in Torreon, or was everyone from different parts of Mexico?
La Loma.
Yeah, La Loma. So background on my family. So we're all from my mom and dad are from La Loma Durango. Shout out to all my peeps out, La Comarca Lagunera, Lerdo, Gómez Palacio, Torreon.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
So we reside it's like from Torreon. I mean, that's the major city. Probably like it's like a 40-minute commute. But you know, that's where all the fam came from. But that leads me to being a Santos fan.
I need to ask you if you could just list me your favorite sports. First of all, like sports like that you like to play or you like to watch, and then get into the different sports teams that you're into. I don't know if you kind of give me like a quick little blurb of like, yeah, sports in general and then sports teams. It's a general list.
All right. So honestly, growing up, I used to play baseball. Wasn't really good at it. I think I just started started at a young age, but there wasn't really more of like practicing every afternoon. So, not really that motivation. High school, got into soccer. That's when I started. Well, I started enjoying soccer. So got into soccer, and I think I kind of let go of baseball for a bit. I think it was definitely senior year. Went back to baseball, started liking it, just watching it. If I would play, yeah, I would have probably been nasty at it, but I was like, nah, stayed away from it. But overall, I mean, favorite sports, I can honestly say soccer, baseball. I do watch some American football. I gotta make sure we understand which football we're talking about. We gotta put the American on it, but whatever, it's a whole nother conversation right there. So I do watch basketball, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm the type of basketball watcher that when it comes to the playoffs and March Madness. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll probably pop a game on the television and have it as background noise. But for me to just sit there and watch it, it's a little background noise. I actually started getting into Formula One last year. Shout out to Esteban Chavez.
Shout out to Primo.
Yeah, he put me on. He was like, "Yo, I need you to watch this Netflix series on." Well, I mean, there's Netflix series called Drive to Survive, and I was like, "Oh, all right, bet." He showed me a clip of one, and off the bat, it intrigued me. I'm like, "Ooh, let's get it." So started watching it from, what was it? I think it was like the 2018 season and going forward, and then 2022, I was like, I actually sat down and started watching these races every Sunday. Well, Friday was practice, and then Saturday's qualifying, and then Sunday the big race. I got into it, and I'm gonna be honest, it's I don't know, it's like just a sport. I mean just a sport you can just sit back and watch, and it's just like it gets you excited. But definitely some behind the scene drama. So if you watch the Netflix series, definitely recommend it. It gets you more into what the whole teams and everything are about.
You started watching F1, and then the way you kind of explained it to me, looks like right now that's kind of your like number one. I'm not to say that's like, I guess like F1's better than everything else right now, but would you say that's what was getting you hyped? I know the season's coming up, and we'll get into that, but would you say right now F1 is kind of what really like sparks your heart, like that feeling?
Yeah, no. It's well, especially right now, because I just finished the last episode on that series of the 2022 season, and mind you, I watched every single race, and just watching that behind the scenes got me too excited. So right now I am hype. About the season start. It actually starts on Friday, so First practice Friday. Super excited, but yeah, you can say. I mean, we're getting into March. We got March Madness, so that's gonna be another thing that's gonna be on my radar. And I'm super excited for that too. Like I say, VCU Rams, watch out. but yeah, nah, to follow up, follow up with all my, favorite sports I like to watch. Those are probably it. And I do follow some teams, favorite team, baseball teams. Got to shout out Nationals. Oh, you see me, sir? Nationals.
There we go.
And favorite soccer team got to be Santos Laguna. But Santos Laguna, like I mentioned, yes, sir. Little story on that, how I became a fan, because believe it or not, and I think this.
Go ahead and drop it, man. Drop it. Go ahead.
Hey,
let's see. Is this
going
on?
Yeah,
no. Out of Go ahead.
Yo, believe it or not, when I was growing up, I had cousins, and all these cousins were going, le iban al Cruz Azul, al América, whatever, right? And I was really cool with one of them that he liked América. And honestly, I was naive, little kid. I just wanted to be like, oh, that's my cousin, all right, cool. He said, oh, America, root for America. I'll be honest. Growing up, I kind of claimed America. So,
oh, there we go. Look at that.
But I'm gonna be real. It was more of like, I don't want to say it was forced, but it was more of like, I didn't know much. I didn't know anything about.
You didn't feel the connection with it.
I didn't until, it was back, what was it, 2018? Oh, no, not 2018, 2008. Mind you, my dad had always been watching Santos games, and he would always like sit back, watch the games and whatnot. Back when Jared Borghetti and Pony Ruiz were on the team and everything, and he was passionate, and seeing my dad being passionate about a team, it gave me that sense of like, you know what, my dad likes this team. Let me actually invest like my time in seeing this. Fast forward to 2008, literally random. We're about to come out of summer break from school. He hits me up and, he's like, hey, I bought you a plane ticket. We're going to go to Mexico. I'm going to take you with me. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What's going on? Oh, no, we're going to go see, mind you, I didn't know much about soccer at the time either. He's like, yo, we're going to go see la final, Cruz Azul contra Santos at the Santos Stadium. I was like, for me, it was more like, oh, well, I'm just going to Mexico. That's all I want. That's all I really cared about. But
I remember that final.
That was a great final. Great final.
And this is when
Ludueña, right? Ludueña.
Ludueña, yeah. La Chita Ludueña. I'm gonna be real. This was probably like I want to say like that cherry on the top, on top of the whipped cream. That just going and experiencing this final, this final de la Liga MX, with all the Santos fans and just like having that vibe, just like that. It was, I think, el marcador global at the time, I think it was like 2-1 going vuelta in to the final. And then it was like actually it was like La Chita Ludueña. He scores the free kick, and stadium just goes wild. Like, just amazing. Just like that. Just I don't want to say that, I don't want to compare it to like a mob mentality, but it was just like, it went nuts. It was just hectic. And mind you,
best feeling.
Ooh, it was like that. The chills of like the whole stadium just, up and celebrating, cheering, beer flying all over the place. And mind you, we were, I want to say maybe like a section away from where like the Cruz Azul fans were. So you already know they were upset. So they start throwing beer cups, because, they can't have beer bottles, why not? Both sides start throwing in. It's just like, it's just, just got you feeling good.
So you were right next to the Cruz Azul porra?
So yeah, it was like a whole, we were like probably like a whole section away from them. So when they started throwing everything, we weren't that far. There was like some little drops of beer coming this way, but we were close to them. But actually, funny story about this, and I'm never gonna let my dad down on this, because he, mind you, back in 2008, I was a little hefty guy. I was bigger, big dude. Big kid.
A lot of love.
Yeah. And, I was a big kid, and this man decided, he's like, oh, you know what? Mind you, first game, he's like, hey, they're face painting over there. We should get your face painted. And I was like, all right, cool. All right, whatever. I'm thinking like, some little lines or something, right? Bruh, this man literally he told the girl, I think it was a lady. He told the lady, go ahead and paint his whole, like half of his head like a, black and white stripes. We had me looking like a damn soccer ball out there. Mind you, my head, y'all can see my head ain't small. So I was like, yo, this dude literally had me looking like a damn, like una pelota de fútbol. Like, damn, they're gonna confuse me as el balón. So now I remember, and see, I wish he would have. I don't know what. See, that at that time he had a BlackBerry, so there's no way of him taking pictures of me. So, so I wish I could show you guys a picture, but that's honestly, I could say, is how I became a full-time Santos fan, like passionate, like just living it up. And after that, it was just like kind of Santos went on this like kind of like their golden era from like 2008 almost to like 20. I'll throw in 20 through 2015, but actually, we'll stop at 2015, because after 2015, we had ups and downs.
Do you remember the 2010 final, when y'all played Toluca and lost the penalties?
Oh, you got to bring that up, man.
Dang.
Straight dagger. Vámonos. Wow.
Yo, I'm over here feeling myself talking about this, my team and everything.
Bring him all the way down. Well, he said,
no, it's okay. You got us back.
I was gonna say, that was like this. Oh, I will admit, that was like the sweet revenge right there. Yeah, it took us a while. To get y'all back, but I do remember watching that final too, the 2010. Oh man, I'm trying to remember where I was, but I remember that day I was highly upset. I was so upset, but good game.
In the last because what was it? Y'all beat Querétaro, right, in a final, I believe, around 2015.
Yeah,
around the 2013. I don't remember exactly when. And then y'all beat us, and then y'all went to another final, right? After that, or you haven't been since? Was 2018 the last final that Santos went to?
Yeah, other than the Cruz Azul final, that look, we're gonna leave that that scar is still fresh. But other than the Cruz Azul final, yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, so wait a minute, you guys were the one that gave up that lifted Cruz Azul
after like 30 years.
I don't know why, they just slid my mind completely now that I remember.
You don't try to forget that.
You never want to look. We try. Look, honestly, I didn't want to be known as the I didn't want Santos being known as like we lifted the curse, but ni modo. I mean, you like some controversial calls, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can't do nothing about it, right?
Definitely not. Believe me, I was telling Junior the other day that just another final lost in my resume. I have a lot of finals lost. I'm a Newcastle supporter, so we lost the final against Manchester United. I'm a Falcons fan. We lost that epic Super Bowl that everybody remembers us by. We got killed by Pachuca. I'm a Toluca fan. We lost to Pachuca in the final last December. And I think that's about it from the fresh wounds. Lou, thanks for sharing your your entry into the Santos world.
Now, I was gonna ask you, in that 2008 final, you did see Oswaldo Sanchez, who had just come off being with Chivas. He won the cup. You saw him there, and then I'm not sure how many years later, but you got to see him at the airport randomly. You took that picture. What was that like for you seeing him in 2008 lifting the cup and then meeting him? Like, not a lot of people get to do that. How was that?
Yo, honestly, look, I had been to, you know, like sports events where you can meet other players from the, you know, like the national team and everything. But, you know, to me, you know, somebody like Oswaldo Sanchez, or just in general, a player that's not in one of these events organized, just meet him out in like this, you know, I'm gonna say it, like in the streets, like just out like a normal person. It was awesome. That was just like an awesome experience, because I was coming back from Mexico, and literally, you know, my brother Marin, shout out Marin, big Martincillo, el Martin. Yeah. You know, he dropped me off at the airport, and you know, we're just trying to go, you know, we're trying to go through the line, and I'm like, yo, I saw somebody, you know, he's dressed like, you know, like if he was gonna go, you know, to practice or whatnot. But this was back in 20, you know what, I gotta remember my date, but it was definitely like between 2015, 2018. So, he was at, you know, we were at the airport, and I look over and I'm like, yo, that dude looks familiar. And I'm like, yo, you know, I tell him like, yo, Mario, that's Oswaldo Sanchez. And mind you, Mario's not a, you know, my brother's not a big sports fan. Like, you know, he doesn't know who was who. And he's like, who's that? I'm like, bruh, he's like, like he's lucky I didn't, you know. I was like, dang, you really gonna disrespect me like that in front, like in the presence of this man. So I was like, hold up, and look, I was like, yo, he used to be el portero de la Seleccion Mexicana. Like, he used to play for Chivas, and he was el portero for Santos. When, you know, I'm trying to give him the brief, like, what, you know, the resume of Oswaldo Sanchez on a quick bait, and I'm like, hold up, man, look, I'm gonna go up to him and ask him for a picture. So, you know, I go up, I'm like, yo, like, Oswaldo, like, yo, can I get a picture? Like, well, yeah, I said it in Spanish because it's kind of funny, because I was like, he was like, no, sí, claro. So, you know, I'm over here just, we took the picture. My brother over here is like, okay, like, move. Like, he's talking in English. Bro, Oswaldo Sanchez, like, ¿cuál que inglés? Aquí se habla español. I was, yo, Oswaldo lo puso en su lugar. I'm like, right, because, yeah, we were in Torreon. We were in Torreon. We were, I think he was actually dropping off his daughter at the airport. And, you know, now, and, you know, obviously everybody's like, you hear the commotion, like, oh, yeah, ya está Oswaldo. And literally he was like right beside, like, honestly, like just walking by close to me. And I'm like, yo, I had to go ask for a picture.
Yeah, you have to, bro.
Right. No. But to follow up on that now, you know, it's funny. You know, we went to Mexico this year as well. I actually drove down, and I mean, just my wife and my 1-year-old child. I mean, but he's closer to 2. But you know, they were actually at the at Torreon. They actually flew. They were flying back from Torreon to the States, and you know, long story short, they see all these people coming in with like the track suits and like the Santos logos and everything, and they're like, yo, and actually at the time it was Bon Jr. and his girlfriend on the same flight with my wife and my sister. And you know, they're looking around and they're seeing all these guys with track suits and whatnot, and they're like, oh, okay, almost the same story, that, you know, everybody's starting to, you know, get everybody around like, yo, allá están los jugadores del Santos, and like, you know, they're trying to check in, and I guess to go to TSA, I guess it was Bond. He was already in line for TSA, and like, you know, the some of the players from Santos were like joking around, like, yo, allá está Acevedo, like, you know, just shouting him out. And it's like, you know, Jessica, my wife, actually, she looks over and she's like, yo, that's Acevedo. Like, yo, like straight up. She made me proud because she straight up went up to him and asked him for a photo and straight up said, look, my husband's a big fan of you. Like, you know, big Santos fans. He's a big fan of yourself. You know, unfortunately, he's actually driving back to the States and he can't be here, but could you take a picture with me and and our son? Oh man, I'm gonna tell you straight up. That was like, I was actually at the border in Ladero, about to cross. We had stopped just to, you know, to use the bathroom, and I get a phone call, and I'm thinking like, oh man, she missed her flight. Something happened. She's on the phone. She's like, yo, you are not gonna believe what just happened. And when she said those words, I was like, yo, I knew I knew when she said those words that she met somebody, and met somebody in the sense that it was gonna, like, I was gonna be jealous, but at the same time, like, I was like, all right, who was it? She was like, yo, I met I said, I was like, I was like, yo, I'll admit I was jealous, but at the same time I was so happy because my son, like my 1-year-old son, got a picture with, you know, this portero that's about to be, you know, could potentially become the next titular for la Seleccion Mexicana. Like, there's potential there.
This is true. For
There's
sure.
potential, but, you know, it's like, you know, not every day you're going to get a picture with something like that. So I was proud.
Amazing.
I have to chime in real quick. I remember that picture that Junior did send it to me, and it was circulating, and I did some edits to them to even make it more official, just so you can possibly hang that up on your wall one day or wherever, your man cave, and then it's gonna be pretty cool when, you know, your son grows up and, you know, sees that pic later on, you know, hoping he can, you know, get into the Santos realm of things. But I wanted to ask you, you know, you are a father, right? Then how long have you been a father now? How old is your baby boy?
All right, so if we want to get technical, he is 20. Hold on. In March 9th, he'll be 22 months. So we're reaching, you know, milestone 2 years. That terrible 2s. Yeah, it's a big kid now.
And I mean, I know you've taken him to like nationals games before, right? And like any other sporting events, or are those the only ones that you've taken him to?
You know, I think nationals games has probably been it. We were supposed to go to a VCU game on Friday, but plans got canceled. Just some late things. I mean, we've taken him to watch, you know, his some rec soccer with I guess Jessica's little brothers and sisters, but no, I haven't. We have not taken him to like a any other sport but baseball at the moment.
And I know that Jessica does go for America and you go for Santos. Has that conversation been had about how, you know, this kid or any future kids, how you'll be, you know, are you going to direct them in a certain way? Like, are you going to let him make that decision? Like, what's your opinion on that when it comes to the next generation of your family tree and who your son will root for? And not just Santos, but any sport really. Like, how do you see that?
So, you know what? It's funny you ask because there's like a background little story on this too. Like, it's gonna go deep into, and actually I forgot to say, I follow football, right? American football. And this is gonna go back to like all of this. But to answer your question, I'm gonna answer your question first. You know what? I'm going to try to do the best that I can to influence him to, you know, root for Santos. But at the end of the day, it's going to be his choice. But I just hope that he gets that same emotion that I got when I would see my dad. So it's definitely I'm gonna try to influence. I'm gonna try to influence. But I mean, as you can tell, Edgar, we got a bunch of Americanistas in the family. I mean, I ain't gonna call no one out, but Victor, yo, and
That's it.
yeah, and actually, I don't know,
To the dark side.
dang. Hey, actually, I don't know if Victor has told you or not, but every time America and Santos play, we always got we got this little wager going on every single season. We got this little wager going on. If whoever's team wins, that person has if America beats Santos, the wager has always been a medium. What is it, Vic? Medium pepperoni, either whatever. Medium pizza,
Like medium pizza and some
and some wings.
Always.
Wings. Oof. That's every.
I won some, you won some, and this past season when we played, when it was 2-2, I was hella mad. I was so mad. I was so upset. I'm like, I'm gonna have to pay this guy the pizza and wings. And then thank goodness we tied it up in the end. But I was sweating. I was sweating for a little bit. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo.
I was already tasting that pizza too. I remember, mind you, I had gone that night. They played late, so I looked at the score and I'm like, oh crap, we're winning 2-0. I bet, shoot, I'm gonna go to sleep. Man, I went to sleep next morning. I said, I had to go back and look. I said, dang. I remember waking up and I went and told Jess, I was like, yo, cancel the pizza plans. It ain't coming. But no. So back to that question, because me and Jessica have talked about this definitely heavy. She does root for America, but she has admitted that she doesn't follow America as much as she used to when she was younger. So she's like, I think that's going to be a battle that you're going to win, just because, I don't follow them as much. So, no pressure on Lucas, but we'll see, which also brings up the whole NFL. So back in high school,
let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
So back in high school,
come on, let's talk about it. Who's really your team? What's going on? I didn't even know about it.
I'm gonna let you know, because similar story to the whole how I became a Santos fan. High school, everybody was talking about. Mind you, high school, I never really watched football. I never understood it, honestly. I think it was like after high school I actually started getting into it.
What year was this? Sorry, just so we can kind of see who was at the top at that.
So this was, I think, definitely like 20. It was like definitely in my beginning of. It was freshman year / sophomore year. So I think it's more sophomore year. So it was like 2010 going into 2011.
Okay.
So, and this is high school. So, everybody's talking about football and their favorite football teams. You got your Redskins fans, you got your Cowboys fans, some New York Giants fans, Patriots fans. I mean, come on, shit. Almost everybody became a Patriots fan during this era, but
I'm ready.
Tom Brady to go.
Oh no! Don't remind me.
And all right.
Yeah, and this was in Virginia, right?
This was Virginia. Call for Virginia 540. Y'all,
there we go.
That's actually born and raised Culver, Virginia. But yeah. So back in high school, everybody's claiming their team, and honestly, I didn't have a team. I didn't have a team at the time, and I want to say there was one Super Bowl, and that my dad one day he just decided, you know what? It was the Super Bowl. He's like, hey, son, like, come over here. Let's watch the game. I just want to see the commercials because, I mean, honestly, a lot of people watch the Super Bowl for the commercials. And that's what my dad was doing. He just wanted to watch the commercials because he just enjoyed them. He really, like, same thing. Didn't understand football, but he just wanted to watch the commercials. So I want to say it was definitely it was the last game the Steelers went to the Super Bowl. And I'm gonna be honest, I think that's like Steelers just was stuck in my head when all these guys around me were claiming their team, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna claim Steelers, whatever. Like not thinking about it. So, but I just claimed them just to claim a team. But did I really follow them? I didn't follow them. So fast forward into I'm gonna say maybe like 2018. Definitely, I started 2018. After I got married, after we got married, me and my wife got married. She, big Cowboys fan, and
Oh yeah.
so
Oh yeah.
obviously, like I said, I kind of like, I think after high school, I kind of like stopped claiming Steelers and just started watching football. So, and it was more of like just watching it to watch it, to, understand it, just like get the feel of like what the rules and everything was. So 2018, after we got married, we started watching more of the Cowboys game. And fast forwarded to now, she's been trying to get me to claim Cowboys. And all I gotta say is that I root for the Cowboys, but I'm not a Cowboys fan. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
I root for them because my wife roots for them. But we went to dinner the other night, and that's what I was telling the group that we went with, and they're just like, man, you just an undercover fan, man. Just go ahead, you just gotta come out the closet. Go ahead, we got a jersey for you. We're gonna get you the matching shoes, the socks, the gloves. Don't worry. Once you come out, we got
the jean shorts.
Yo, those jean shorts remind me of Aquid and
all the si filo fonofo, yofo, mefe, kefe, tufo, kefe, refes.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, love that song.
So yeah, no, I mean,
you took me back to Mexico, bro.
Yeah, no. So I can't say I claim Cowboys, but I do prefer to watch a Cowboys game over anybody. So I mean, it's so yeah, I'm gonna give that to Jessica. If Lucas becomes a Cowboys fan, I'm gonna give it to her. So, and actually, the trade-off, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The trade-off with that was I told her, since you're not keeping up with America anymore, why don't you go ahead and claim Santos, and I'll claim the Cowboys. Oh, she didn't like that. She didn't like,
she didn't like that.
Yeah, she didn't like that. So, I mean, she's still thinking about it, but I mean, honestly, I told her, look, we can just wrap it up real quick. Boom, I'll get you the jersey and everything. Like, just let me know. I've been trying to get her a little jersey, Santos jersey, but she's like, nah. Cause I told her we gotta go experience at least one Santos game out in Torreon.
Okay, so look, you're saying that you like Cowboys, right? So if you like you said that you will root for the Cowboys, but you're not a Cowboys fan. But you're like right there, right? Like, you don't claim them, but if you had to choose one, gun to the head, you would say Cowboys at this point in time.
Might as well claim us. Might as well just come over, man.
Or do you see Steelers there as a second place still in your heart? Like,
nah, I don't think I see.
Today's the day. I think you gotta decide. This is going on the internet, okay? This is going on the internet.
Yo, dang.
No pressure, but pressure. I want to see what Parcell is like.
I mean, look, if one day y'all see me with a Cowboys jersey, just say I got sucked in. I mean, I can't claim them right now. I mean, then again, it's like there's no reason for me to claim any other team. You get me? It's not like, other than the Redskins for being like the home team, we're in Virginia, so it's like I, root for the home team. But, dang, you put me on the spot. I will admit. How about this? When Jessica claims Santos, then I'll personally buy the jersey. The Cowboys jersey.
So technically, you don't have a team. You kind of you don't have a team right now.
Yep. I just watch to watch, to see the plays, to actually just like see, the teams. I watch just because I feel like, if I get emotionally attached to a team, it's like I feel like, it's gonna be disappointing when they lose.
It was a long 25 plus years, Lou. Very long time. So 1995, my friends. Very long. But we're still here. We're still here.
Yeah, no. So, it's like that. It's that part of getting emotionally attached. Because, look, at the end of the day, if the Cowboys lose, I can talk shit to Justin.
I like that.
But
You're playing it safe, man. I like it.
yeah, no.
Sometimes I actually watch NASCAR, and I don't have a favorite driver. I just overall watch the sport, and we'll jump into that in a little bit. But before we leave the NFL subject, I want to ask you and Victor, look, you said that, okay, maybe you're not a Cowboys fan, but look, wifey goes for the Cowboys, her family, most of them go for the Cowboys, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw you in that bucket for now. But, it's just a rental. It's just a rental. You haven't bought it, but, you're just living there for now. So I'll ask you guys, Dak Prescott, he got to go, he got to stay.
Well, man, like, don't get me wrong. I really like Dak as a person, as a player, but sometimes he just makes careless mistakes, like just unbelievable errors during the games that have cost us this season, the past season, just things that you can't even imagine that it's real. Like, did this just happen? So I know I guess this season should be his last season. If he can't, then we need to cut him, get somebody else. It's just too much. It's too many errors. So we definitely need someone that can step up in those moments of when the game's getting tough. I mean, why give him so many interceptions during the game? It's uncalled for.
Luis, do you feel any type of way about your rental quarterback?
Dang, actually, I got to go against Vic. I'm going to be honest. I got to go against Vic. On a personal level, personally, I like Dak. I will admit. I mean, yes, yeah, he's had his off games, but I just don't overall, like, to looking at his stats and everything, I just don't think we should like judge him off like some of these games. Yes, every player has his off game, but we can definitely see next season, if that consistency of like interceptions and everything continues, okay, maybe something, overall, he's only following somebody else's plays. So if these plays aren't getting, well executed, and they're asking for too much, that's where we got to revisit, okay, who's at fault here? Is it really the player, or is it the coaching or whoever's running, these plays? So it's broad. I mean, but I'm gonna give it to Dak. He's been good. He's been good personally. But I will agree. I can't disagree with Vic on the little errors where he needs to clutch up. He definitely, I can't say like he doesn't. Yeah, that's it. That's what I say. He definitely needs to tighten up and come in when he is most needed. But we'll see. We'll see next season. I mean, let's be hopeful. Yeah.
The Cowboys are full of drama. I mean, like Jerry Jones, he's quite the character.
I get it.
And he did pay Dak Prescott a lot of money, and I feel like he usually doesn't go back on what he decides to do. Meaning, like, I feel like he will continue to trust Dak another season or two, but yeah, I guess maybe in 3 seasons, if it's the same thing, then maybe I think he will move on, and you could see Dak land, in another team possibly. And don't get me wrong, I mean, for the good of my cousin's heart here, I mean, yeah, that'd be cool to see, the Cowboys in the NFC Championship, which hasn't happened since 1995. But
Embarrassing. No, you're right. Embarrassing. It's the last time. Last time. And they won the Super Bowl in 1995 is the last time.
And fun fact, the Falcons and the Cowboys could have played each other in that magic season when Zeke Elliott went crazy, 2016 going into 2017. But the Packers, Mr. Badman Aaron Rodgers, takes the Cowboys out. Packers come to the Falcons. We beat the Packers. We demolish them. Julio Jones was a beast. And then we do the 28-3, which makes the Atlanta Falcons the most famous team on earth. So, it is what it is.
And not in a good way.
Not in a good way, but hey, look, at least people, a lot of people know who we are. And I guess, hey, ATL, come through. Land of the 28-3 Falcons. But listen, rumor has it possibly Lamar Jackson could come here to Atlanta. I think that'd be exciting. The second coming of Mike Vick. I like Desmond Ridder. He's doing great stuff. But, Cowboys nor Falcons are going to do anything, in my opinion, unfortunately, in this next upcoming year. Before we shift subjects, Luel, during the Super Bowl, who did you root for? And I don't know, anything you want to say about anything else regarding the NFL, any opinion on anything, but just tell me Super Bowl pick, who you're rooting for or who you think was going to win, and then anything else for the NFL, and we can shift to the next subject.
Ooh, good question. Honestly, I think I wasn't rooting for either or just because I felt like it was going to be I definitely felt it was going to be a good, intense game, very tight, but I wasn't expecting I wasn't expecting the score to be that high. What was the final score? 38, 35?
I think 38-35, I believe. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that high of don't get me wrong, it was very entertaining, but hey, Kansas City Chiefs just got the best out of it. I mean, the Eagles were just looking very dominant in the beginning, but hey, until the final whistle blows, hey, get it. But I will admit, don't get me wrong, all sports, the way that they ended, I feel like the way that they ended the fourth quarter, just the last, those 2 minutes where, the
penalty?
Yeah.
Controversial at the end. A little controversial.
You wanted something more exciting towards the end. You felt like it kind of landed on a side note, right? Because on a knee, right? On a QB knee, just like it's done.
See, I think that was a little disappointing. But I mean, hey, they honestly, I was actually being hopeful for that Hail Mary at the end at the end, but it wasn't even close. Not even close. So, hey, like I said, just the way that they played it, tactic. I mean, it's all tactic. So can't blame them.
So last year, Mr. Luwell here, Mr. Luiz Bernal came through to Atlanta, and you and we actually went to a Braves game.
Sir, you
got the Pirates Braves, and I know you and Jessica are trying to kind of visit all the different ballparks. I see it's one of the bucket list items, and I think that's all of us, right? We all kind of would love, and that's kind of the goal for this, right? To be able to travel and visit different stadiums. But this is really bringing me to the subject of baseball, MLB. You are a huge Washington Nationals fan, and to see finally you coming out to see Truist Park, I thought that was pretty cool. I love when people come to the city and check out all our new stadiums that we have, top to bottom across the city. But I wanted to ask you real quick about the Nationals. Right before, right, you had that experience of going to a World Series. You won the World Series. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to do that. So, one, can you just kind of tell us about that experience, and then maybe get into how you became a Nationals fan, or how that happened? What sparked that spark, right? I mean, that drove you to, at one point, right, you were a season ticket holder, and just being able to access those type of events.
So, first off, the first question, experiencing that World Series, just in general, a World Series game was, the atmosphere out there was just amazing. Just, it's like how you said, so it's a once in a lifetime thing, because I would have never known, like, hey, if Nationals, they won this one, but they could go another 100 years like the Cubs and not win anything. Or actually, shoot, now, oh, no, I think I got my facts wrong. Anyways, they could be like the Cubs. But, I was like, hey, let me take the opportunity to, me and Jessica started we kind of started rooting for the Nationals after we graduated high school. So I want to say 2014. We started just heading up to baseball games. We were kind of, I don't want to say we were bored, but we were just more like, all right, let's actually get into a different sport and like just look and see how let's see how we like it. We ended up going, and like I said, when I was a kid, I used to play baseball, and I think, I don't know, I think I sent y'all that little picture of me back when I was, I want to say I was in third grade, maybe third grade to fourth grade, it was in between there. Little round dude with the big cheeks and everything. I was over there, posing with the baseball bat and everything, and actually had to do like a little side by side where when I was young, and then I guess honestly I think that was like the first season that me and Jessica were going up to watch games. So it's kind of funny. I think the team that I was on when I was little was like the Reds. So they were just picking random team, but still red shirt, Nationals red shirts. I was like, you know what, this is perfect. Let me compare them. But it's a little side story with that. But unless you guys want to pull up the picture and show everybody, hey, pull it up.
Oh, it's been pulled up. They're looking at it right now. So that's a beautiful thing.
Dang, yo, yeah. If y'all see the roundness.
Around
was me.
No, real quick. What position did you play when you did play baseball? Yeah, when you were younger and in high school. I know you talked about it earlier, but I didn't get to ask you.
So,
was there a specific position that you played in?
Honestly, in Little League, the worst players are always put in the outfield.
Okay, noted. Okay.
Yo,
I want to give a shout out to baseball, possibly.
Straight up. If like the worst players are always put out in the outfield, obviously the coaches probably feel bad. Like, hey, I can't put you in the infield because you're not too. You're not. Your hand coordination isn't too good, or you're not too quick. I did play. There was one game. I don't know why coach put me to play shortstop, and very random, but I actually got it was like I vividly remember this just because it was like the first time playing shortstop, and I think it was like the last inning, and literally it was the last out, and that ball came straight to me, just boom, caught it, and end of the game, boom. I was like, yo,
It's incredible, man. I'm like watching The Sandlot over here. I'm about to cry. I love that.
Yeah, it was no. It was a like I said, there was. I will admit. I wasn't the best player. But some memories out there. Definitely a sport that I want Lucas to try it out, see if he likes it, and go from there. But yeah, no. I would definitely say outfield. Outfield was my position.
Outfield, just like Mr. Henry Soto, who you actually met, right? So, how did that happen, and what was that like?
Oh man,
I know it hurts you because he left, but let's remember. Let's remember.
All right. So, just so everybody's clear, Henry Soto, that's the dad. That's Juan Soto's dad, correct? I'm trying to remember. I honestly, I didn't even. So,
hey, I apologize, Mr. Soto. I was talking about Juan. Juan Soto.
But I think his dad's name is it. So, all right. I met both Sotos. Juan Soto and the dad. I'm gonna tell you how I met the dad because it's actually kind of funny. Middle of the game, we were at a Nationals game. Middle of the game, I go up to go use the restroom, and we're literally some guy wasn't actually behind me, and I look back and I see like some guy all decked down in like a Juan Soto, like I'm not gonna say like a Juan Soto jersey. It was more like a T-shirt, but it was like graphic T-shirt with like Juan Soto all over it. And the guy, he. I don't know. He caught my attention. He caught my attention because he was on the phone and, he had a very thick, like, accent. And, he's talking on the phone, talking like, yeah, he's out there playing, whatever. And I'm like, hold up. There's some key words that he's saying that I'm like, you're saying words that, like, like associating a player with yourself. And the whole graphic T-shirt, I'm like, okay, there's no way there's a super fan like that with like this type of T-shirt. So, we're in the urinal, whatever, he does his business, I do my business, and we're washing I'm washing my hands. And literally we're walking out and I'm like, I got this urge. I'm like, you know what? I feel like that dude is Juan Soto's dad. This just the urge that you're like, you know what? Like, I know it. I go up to him. He got off the phone, whatever, and I was like, "Hey, like I spoke to him in Spanish. I was like, "Hey, man, I just gotta ask, are you Juan Soto's dad?" Yo, he turned around quick and he's like, "Yeah, I am actually." And I was like, "Yo," I had to tell him straight up, like, "Yo, your son, like Juan Soto, like, yo, he's like amazing, like, yo, it's like super, like just." Awesome, like just an awesome player, like like give him like I was like, yo, you probably won't remember, but just tell him that somebody just said that he's really good, whatever, right? Like oh no, I appreciate it. He went on his happy way, I went on my happy way, and literally I think it was like that the next 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks after that, it was the All-Star game, and guess who I see on the screen? Right in my living room, Juan Soto and his dad. And I'm over here telling my wife, yo, that's the dude I saw in the bathroom. Straight. I was like, yo, that's the guy. That is straight up him. Like, no questions asked. Yo, I can say I met his dad. But then Juan Soto, actually, we were doing the Nationals do like a kind of like a meet the players, like I think like Nats Fest. Yeah, it's called Nats Fest. And we were actually there. So they have like two, like how they have it set up. They have two lines where there's a player on each end, and you kind of got to pick a line. You're not really gonna know which player is gonna be on which end. So it was. I think it was like Freddie. What's this guy? Freddie. One of the pitchers. I forgot. Freddie. I forgot his name, but it was Juan Soto and Barrett coming up. Oh, dang. Sorry, the Roomba's rolling right now, so it kind of scared me.
Are you good? There's nobody behind you. You're safe. I got you.
So literally the players come out. Juan Soto Juan Soto's, we see Juan Soto and we see these other players coming out. And literally, we're in the line. So let's just put it left line, right line. So literally, we're already in line for the left line, and we're not gonna know who's the player coming. Boom! I see Juan Soto, and everybody's seeing Juan Soto coming to the left line, and I was like, "Yo, no way! We're about to actually take a picture and meet this guy." Straight up, we waited, we got to the front of the line. It was our turn to take a picture and everything. It was my opportunity to tell him like, yo, like just straight up, got to talk to him in Spanish, man. We can't, gotta speak the native language. I had to take the opportunity to be like, yo, like, you're amazing, man. Like, keep it up. Like just awesome. Just keep it up. And we're about to take the picture, and he swings his arm around me, just like to kind of like a little group hug. And I'll admit he smacked my ass a bit, but but I had papers in I had a pamphlet in the back of my pocket, and he actually like hit it with his hand, and it kind of like it came out of my pocket, and he was like, oh crap, here, let me grab that for you. It was like, you know what, man, don't even worry, don't even apologize. Just that's all I needed. That's all I needed, a little pat on the butt. That's all.
There we go.
Juan Soto.
Yo, amazing. Is this amazing?
By the way,
What's going on?
Juan Soto's dad's name is Juan Jose Soto. So,
Where the hell?
whoever Henry is, I don't know what happened there, folks. I do apologize. I'm a Braves fan, and Juan Soto is not with the Nationals anymore. But Nationals is the team that I dislike the least, to be honest with you. Out of everyone in the division, I think I have a little bit more drama with the Marlins and the Phillies and the Mets. We won't get into all that.
I wanted to ask you, I know you said you went to a World Series game. Besides that, the excitement of a World Series game, what has been your favorite moment at the National Baseball Stadium? And have you gone to any away matches watching the Nationals?
Ooh, good question. Honestly, I think my two, other than the World Series, the other two games or memories that I can honestly say that I've enjoyed at Nationals Park is we actually experienced me and my wife, me and Jessica experienced the very first no-hitter at National Park at the stadium. And shout out to Zimmerman, Jordan Zimmerman. Shout out to Jordan Zimmerman. Guy got the first very first no-hitter at Nationals Park. And we kind of somehow, me and Jessica ended up going to another no-hitter with Max Scherzer. And yeah, like hold on. Was it hold on. I think it was.
I don't like Max.
So those two games, I'm like, I remember people, hey, look, I mean, I've been hurt for the past 2 years with, us selling our good play, getting rid of our players and whatnot. Honestly, I've been hurt. I've been very, very hurt. But, I don't know what the learners got. I don't know what plans they got to make the team. They talk about this rebuild, this rebuild after, we started losing all our players from the World Series team. I don't know. I got some hope.
Tell them, man. Tell them. We're going to put this out there. Tell the people who are running the Nationals, tell them how you feel. We're going to let them know. This is a message from a real Nationals fan to the people in charge upstairs over there.
Let it out, Lou. Let it out.
Let them know.
Y'all know,
let us out.
It hurts. It hurts. Honestly, I thought Juan Soto, first the Harper trade. All right. Yes, they tried, don't get me wrong. Money and contract and everything didn't go well. Then again, I can't blame the Nationals fully, but definitely when it came down to, I think Harper was the first heartbreak, and then right now, not last season, but the season before with Trey Turner and Max Scherzer going out to Los Angeles was definitely that was like, wow, like what are we doing? Like, who are we bringing? Like, what's the trade-off? What's going on? And then last season with Juan, middle of the season, just got like bouncing out of DC. Dang, like, I feel like I don't know if it's like they're, if there's like that, what is it, the tax break because of the whole, the amount of money that they want to be spending a season, like, dang, like you got, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, overall it's a business, but what about the fans? Like, you're starting to lose, good players, and, if the team's not going to be performing well, but hey, they got, they do the thing. They know. They probably know more than what we know, but still, as a fan, I'm highly upset.
It's kind of crazy how, like, Max Scherzer, he's with the Mets, and then you have Trey Turner, he's with the Phillies. It's like everyone you had is now that whole team. I mean, that whole World Series team that you guys had, they're all spread around, and now like two of the most important or two of the many important players from that squad that won that World Series that year, and what was it, 2017, 2018? Dude, the fact that they're in the division, like, does this even piss you off even more? Like, how do you feeling about this season coming up with, like, those guys in our division?
It kind of gets you upset because, like, it's like, back in the day with like A-Rod, Papi Ortiz, and like Derek Jeter, and just like it's pretty much like all these big names, and actually more, like, it just pisses you off. Like, where's the loyalty? Where's the, where's this, like, what? Hey, like this team gave me the opportunity to show myself. Like, let me show them some loyalty or something. I just feel like it does get me a little rowdy. So seeing these players play against us just because, one, you come on now, you practice with us. So you practice with us, you're, especially with like pitchers, you probably know how some of these what these guys like, what they go for. Like, come on now, you know what they're gonna go, what type of pitches they're gonna swing at. So I'm just like, I mean, I'm pretty much just talking about Scherzer here. But then again, it's the same way with like Trey and Juan Soto. I mean, our pitchers could probably know, all right, you know what, he likes this type of ball, or better yet, Soto could have this confidence, like, you know what, this pitcher isn't really that well. I know what he's gonna pitch, and boom. So yeah, very upsetting that they came back to our lead, like, I guess our division. Like, if they would have been somewhere else, not part of our, that we're gonna meet each other at your field and our field, I would have been okay. But why I gotta come back? It's like the East Coast ain't that good. West Coast.
Isn't it crazy how, like you mentioned Ortiz and Derek Jeter, and I feel like this is true overall in all sports. Like, back in the day, everybody really like just stuck with their teams. Like, usually, like Michael Jordan, right? He always played with the Bulls, right? Or I don't know. I'm trying to think of like Jose Saturnino Cardoso. He came to Toluca, was always with Toluca. Victor, like, nowadays, right? Is there, like, what are your thoughts about that? How, I think it has to do with money, but is there like a player or someone that left the team that you like that kind of like broke your heart, kind of like Luis's heart is shattered right now? He's like taking some time to recover over there. So I figured I'd ask you if there's anyone that you feel that you really like left your team, and in your thoughts overall about nowadays how people are just people like the trades. Do you like the trades? Do you think it's good for sports? Is it more drama?
I think probably the most heartbreaking thing player for me was Cuauhtémoc Blanco when he left in 2007. I still don't understand. He left Club America. He came to Chicago Fire, and then he bounced around Puebla. He even played at Santos at one point. I remember that. He was all around, and it really hurt. I don't know why he just left like that. I felt he deserved much more for what he gave to the club. But nowadays, yeah, players go in and out, especially in soccer, in Liga MX. They used to do something called the draft, which was a one-day thing, a crazy thing in Cancun, where players would just get traded left and right. They would disappear teams. They would disappear a lot of things that probably FIFA should look into. But sometimes beyond the player's control, that they would just be traded. Oh, yeah, you traded somewhere else. Oh, so nowadays I think it is very interesting. But I do find that players that do end up staying with their teams, I do respect them a little bit more. But hey, sometimes we're on this side, right? And it's easy to criticize them. Like, oh, why did you go for this much money? You should have stayed with the team. But maybe if I had a chance, if someone threw me millions, maybe I would go for it too, right? To kind of secure the people in my squad. Maybe. So I guess we'll never know. But hopefully I don't get many more of those heartbreaks soon, because it does hurt. It does suck to have a player you really care about move on to a different team, and then especially if they go to a rival team, that it hurts even more.
Yeah, so the first race of the season for F1 is in Bahrain. I saw a couple, racers switch teams. I know that Red Bull still has Verstappen, still has Checo Perez. Mercedes-Benz still has that same tall, light-skinned guy and Mr. Elmonton and
George Russell and Lewis Hamilton.
Anything else you want to add about F1 and the drama coming up? Because there's always drama. I mean, Verstappen, man, is he gonna win again? Like I'm Checo Perez guy, but I'm starting not to like the guy because in all sports you always get tired of the person who keeps winning and winning. I want to see something like some competitive back and forth standings throughout the season. Like, what are your thoughts on F1, Lou, for this upcoming season, which starts this Friday?
No, I'm with you on the competitiveness. Definitely. I would love to see one of these. I don't want to degrade them and say lower teams, but I'm just gonna say I would love to see the teams that aren't on podium, or better yet, the teams that weren't on podium last year or last season. Would love to see them at least have some of their drivers, finishing just some random action, like 1, 2, or 3 games, or I mean not 2 games, but a race here and there. Just having like a random driver, like, oh, you know what, you did a really good job, like. But coming in, honestly, just my thoughts on Formula One is Ferrari's coming in hot. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ferrari to be honest, completely honest, Ferrari should have taken it last season. Like, they, every single qualifying, they were just in pole position for the final race. Their cars were top notch. Like, I want to say the thing that killed them, that really just killed them, was just the bad timing of when they were getting pitted, like just pitted in, and like just little errors, and then actually a bunch of engine problems where some of them some races they didn't finish. So definitely I think Ferrari's going to come in hunting for head. But I will admit, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they start off hot, and if they can continue. But I'm also scared because they actually, well, not scared, but I'm skeptical because they let go of their principal. I guess the manager, principal, or however you want to reference him, last season, and they have a new guy. So it's like, is the new guy the biggest question is he going to adjust to what Ferrari wants, or is he going to want to adjust the team to what he wants? So, working anywhere or just in general, nobody likes big changes immediately. So the question is, who has the upper hand here? Ferrari overall, like, hey, this is how we want you to run this team? Or are they actually going to give them the opportunity, like, you know what? run this team like how you want it, and let's see if it works. That's my biggest concern with Ferrari. But I'm with you. I mean, I'm a Checo Perez fan just because
Mexican.
Hey, represent Mexico. You're not Mexican, like straight up. Like that's my that. Yeah. No. Like honestly, last
national
season, when
pride.
he won those 2 races, I got.
But Red Bull's gonna be catering to Verstappen, right? I mean, I feel like they always favor one driver over the other, and it's crazy because to me, like, Checo Perez is a legend, but Verstappen got them over the hump last season. Like, is there any chance Checo Perez can win? Like, do you feel like it's just he's capped?
So, it's funny. We actually had a conversation with a coworker today. No, actually yesterday about this. And we did talk about that. And, I would love to see Checo Perez, win a world champion. But the problem is that, Verstappen is their number one. That's straight up. He's number one. Checo Perez is literally just more of like pretty much playing defense. He's playing defense, like keep cars away from Verstappen, like slow him down. But the only way I feel like Checo winning would be if, Verstappen has just some bad races and Checo is actually, he actually wins races to the point where it's like, you know what, Checo's already too far ahead. Let's just, all right, Verstappen step back, let him be the lead now. Will it happen? We gotta hope. I mean, we can just hope. I mean, I would love to see it. Imagine like a Mexican driver becoming like campeón, like dang, like in Formula One, especially. It'd be an honor. I mean, honestly, it'd definitely be an honor, but that's the sad part is that, some of these guys, they already know, hey, you're number 2. You're going to be number 2. And it's like how they say, overall, it's a team effort. It's a hell of a team effort. And I mean, look at Lewis Hamilton and crap, I forgot his first name, but before Russell,
before my time,
Russell, it was Bottas, yeah. Bottas helped Lewis Hamilton win those 7 championship, like straight up, like, and he knew that he was the second man because Lewis Hamilton was, number 1. He had to be the second man. And if you watch Drive to Survive, the 28th season, you guys will see what I mean, because literally every time that Bottas had the lead, they would be like, yo, let Lewis by. Like, no ifs or buts. And you could just you can just feel the tension. You can just feel the tension from Bottas, just like, so it's hard because honestly, individually, it's so weird because individually, each driver is man for themselves. But overall, it has to be, it comes back to the whole being a team. So it's so
much drama.
Which I just think it just makes the sport. I mean, you gotta.
I think this is a great opportunity for anyone who doesn't watch F1 or has knows about it a little bit to jump into it. I mean, the season starts. Well, it's the practice is on Friday, the qualifiers are on Saturday, right? And then the race is on Sunday, and I think I saw 10 a.m. Eastern time. So, Vic J, I think it's an opportunity, man, because even if you just at least catch the race, it's just 1 hour and you're done. That's it, right? And I
do tune in from time to time, but not as passionate as you two. But I'll definitely check the Netflix series that Luis is talking about. I didn't even know that there was a show on Netflix, but I'll definitely check it out now for sure.
Well,
Yeah, so it's it's so the season, a new season comes out before the next season of the actual Formula One. So so it's so I guess if they continue, it's going to be a constant every year. There's going to be it's pretty much like a recap of the season before. So if you watch from the beginning, you'll get the behind the scenes of like what each team is about, who's on the team. Overall, it breaks it down really good. So, and I think the episodes are like 30 to 45 minutes, varies, but definitely a good watch.
so to conclude F1, what's your prediction? What team wins and what driver wins?
I'm not even going to change I'm not going to change who, because like I said, I spoke to one of my coworkers about this, and I'm going to be real. I told him that straight up. I think Leclerc's coming for heads, so I think Charles Leclerc will. I feel like, he could, depending on his first race. I gotta see how they start, but if he comes out swinging, watch out, Max, because Charles is coming.
And what about the teams?
I guess constructor championship. Oh, that's gonna be a tight one. I'll give that to Ferrari.
Not Aston Martin. I'm just kidding.
I'll give it. Hey, Aston Martin has Fernando Alonso, so that's experience there. It just depends on how they fixed up their car. It just depends on how they fix up their car. It's just majority of the time, it's just some of these other teams aren't, they don't have much to work with, so they gotta create something. So we'll see.
And just two fun facts. This is the first season that they're gonna have an American driver, or they've had it in the past. I wasn't aware about it, but there is an American driver this season, Logan Sargent. He'll be racing for Williams, and there's going to be a race in Las Vegas for the first time ever. So the two cities that will be hosting an F1 race here in the States is Miami and Las Vegas. So believe me, that's a goal, man, to be able to get into that. And it's one of those races, man.
And I believe Austin, Texas. They host.
Incredible. Okay, Austin, Texas as well. Wow. Is that like do they have a contract with Austin as well, like for a couple of years, or do you know?
So I believe they do, and I want to say it's I gotta go back to see why they do it in Austin, but I feel like that's where. I mean, come on now. We can admit, like, all these gas and oil companies are big sponsors of Formula One. So a lot of these gas and oil companies are out in the Texas area. So I feel like that's, it had to be like prime out there. And I want to believe there's a Shell headquarter in Texas, but I'm not sure if it's in Austin. I want to say it's in Austin, but yeah, there's probably an association there.
So MLS first week of the season was over the weekend, and Victor was in Charlotte holding it down at Bank of America Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great going back to the bank after I think the last time was end of October when I went with my brother Christian. And it was great seeing the stadium almost to maximum capacity. We had about 70,000. We had the largest attendance, just a little bit above Atlanta over the weekend. But it's great. It's great seeing the stadium all full, the chants, people just having a good time. And it's a party in there, man. We were all hype. It was very emotional during the national anthem, seeing the Anton Walks tribute, the Tifo. That was great. Seeing all that, getting a little bit of closure. I wasn't able to go to the viewing that was held earlier this year, But yeah, the match wasn't the best. We had our moments, and just a very heartbreaking moment at the end where a very undeserved goal from New England Revolution went in. The stadium completely was just it was terrible. Everyone went silent. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, once again, another home opener with a very large crowd, and we're not able to score a goal, and we lose 1-0 again. But that it leaves me hopeful for this weekend. We play St. Louis in St. Louis, but they're coming off a 3-2 victory, very exciting victory in Austin. Now we get to play them in their home for their home inaugural match. I know what that was like a year ago for us against LA Galaxy. And they're going to be hype. Atlanta's coming off a very, very amazing victory against San Jose. I know you're going to talk about that in a little bit. Now they're going to play Austin FC, who just came from a very, very tough loss. And then next week, folks, me and Edgar will be going to Charlotte for Atlanta-Charlotte. That's going to be a very, very fun match. Looking forward to that.
I'm already angry. I'm ready. Yeah, so over the weekend, I went to presence. We were losing 2-0. I mean, we were losing 1-0, minute 90, and being at your home stadium in the season opener, packed house. We had about 65,000 people. I think you had 67, something like that. Definitely higher than us. They've been shouting us out all over Twitter. The Southeast. Nashville also had a packed house.
3
in the stadium. I think Orlando was slightly empty, but we were losing 0-1, minute 90, and then magically Thiago Almada, World Cup champion, scores a tying goal, minute 92. And then minute 97, literally they were about to, because they gave 7 minutes of stoppage time. And a free kick.
With that, when you go to Mercedes-Benz, watch out. The refs are known to do that now.
No. It was a clear foul.
No, I'm just playing. I'm talking about the stoppage time.
It's all good.
All those minutes.
Listen, we already talked about this, man, and we'll talk about it next week. But the Charlotte Atlanta is going to be war. It's going to be fun, and we are not the team we were last season. So I'm excited for what's to come. But minute 97, free kick. And a funny story. So I went with my little brother-in-law, my wife's little brother, and during the tying goal, he actually wasn't there because he went to go get ice cream. I don't know. I'm like, bro, why are you gonna go get ice cream right now? And it's funny because thanks to MLS Season Pass, which is on Apple TV Plus, so if you want to watch all the MLS games, get MLS Season Pass. I got to see it in 4K the minute he walks out of the chair and back into the concession stands. And I got the full video clip, so it's pretty hilarious. He just walks out. So when he came back, he was like, man, he was like celebrating with a bunch of people by the ice cream line because they were out there. What's crazy? Like minute 80, like not a lot of people, but there's people that, I don't know what kind of person you are, but when the game's about to end, people don't want to like hit the traffic, so they start leaving early. And I mean, I could never do that because I paid full price for this ticket. I'm going to stay to the very end. And the thing is, with Atlanta United, we're known to kind of score last-minute goals or make comebacks. So something inside of me still believed. So when he dips, and like 30 seconds later, we score the tying goal. So the stadium is rocking like it's 2018. And then finally, like, I don't know, it's like, a couple seconds left. Foul close to the box. Thiago Almada's about to kick it. So I'm like, this has to go down. That's actually one of the shorts we dropped on the YouTube on the West Sports Live.
Check them out.
And Thiago Almada scores the winning goal. And I mean, I go ham. Chris was able to make it. My brother-in-law was able to make it for that one. It's funny because I see it on a couple clips. I see where he's like right there on the front row with the shirt that you, Mr. Vic J, you actually gave to him as a gift. So thank you very much.
We share the same birthday. So shout out to Chris.
That's right. You guys share the same birthday, March 20th. So yeah, last minute goal to win the game. Everybody's going crazy. Thiago Almada, World Cup champion, literally was with Messi for like 35 days, in Qatar. So it's crazy, man. It was crazy. We won the game. We probably didn't deserve it, to be honest. We played a horrible first half. Second half, we got it together. After minute 50, San Jose did nothing to us. We come back. win the game. And well, look, that was the beginning of the weekend. Victor, well, first of all, Luis, do you, how do you feel about the MLS? Have you ever gotten to experience it? I know you're in Virginia. DC United is pretty much a team that's closest to you. Victor and I have the opportunity.
I'll do it. Not DC United.
Season ticket holders, right, for our teams, but like you're kind of in a different zone with DC United being 4-time champion. Are you a DC United fan?
Back when there were 10 teams, sir. Back when there were 17.
What is your opinion on Major League Soccer, Mr. Luis Bernal?
Dang. I'm gonna be honest. I don't follow it. I don't follow it as much as I should. And honestly, and this is all going into soccer. I've always claimed, I'm gonna be honest, because just the way that I guess all the American players that I've seen, hopefully this is not off topic, but definitely I do need to start watching some Major League Soccer, just because I've claimed, and honestly I hate to admit this, but I actually claimed that the U.S., just the way that the U.S. national team will probably win a World Cup before Mexico will. And I'm just saying this just because you got to look at what the Major League Soccer has been producing. And like I said, I do need to start watching more, because I feel like there's going to be more players coming out from Major League Soccer moving to Europe. And, it's just, I feel like there's more exposure in this league. So yes, I feel bad for not, for admitting that I don't watch MLS that much. So no, I can't claim DC. I can't claim DC United. Mr. Victor over there has been trying to get me to claim Charlotte, but I told him, look, let me go out there. I was like, look, let me go out there, watch a game, and I'll give you my feedback, but
I'll show you a good time.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah. And if you like it, cool, but we'll see. But it would be fun to have you in the mix of the MLS madness. It's great. It's very entertaining.
Yo, I wish, hey, like if there was like a fan, like a fan group, like how you guys have it, like how you guys been a part of and everything up in DC. And honestly, I think it's more like if I lived closer to DC, but then again, Vic, you do that commute
3 hours,
Charlotte,
3 hours, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. So it's a fun ride. Sometimes I do it. I go and then I don't say I come back. So I drive 6 hours in one day. Go to the game, come back. So all for Charlotte. Yeah. Happy to do it.
Nah.
Well, you have an invitation to Atlanta. I mean, you want to go hang out with Victor, like, that's cool, man, but you better leave a space for me before you make a decision. I will show you around. You already came out. Obviously, you're not going to change baseball teams, but the fact that your favorite MLS team's up in the air, I would love to, try you out here. I know you have Daisy and Eric. They're out there in Austin. They support Austin FC, so I think you should give everyone a fair chance. Go check it out. Look, if you're open to it, you should. What phone provider do you have?
I got Verizon.
They don't offer the free plan, but if you want to give it a shot, man, the MLS season pass, it's on Apple TV. But you can get the app. I think it's like $15 a month or something like that. But bro, the coverage, dude, the coverage they're giving the
unreal
is unlike anything I've ever seen before. Everything in 4K, full match recaps. The season just started, which leads me to you, Victor. Have you messed with the season pass yet? I think you helped me out a little bit on trying to find the full replay, which you did help me out, you, Sean, and everybody on Twitter. So that was great. So any thoughts on MLS season pass? And then we can talk top team and worst team.
I still have to find the full potential of what the MLS season pass can do. But yeah, that was cool. Like, we all collabed on finding the full 90 minutes. So what's great about this, Lou, is that you can go back and watch the full game in English or Spanish. And while you're watching the game, you can watch it in English, Spanish, or radio broadcast. So it's very, very, very entertaining. It has a lot of potential, and yeah, I wish Liga MX would do this one day, but unfortunately, we know the corruption in Mexico. But yeah, very much looking forward to. I believe Pablo Ramirez, one of my favorite comentaristas, will be narrando the Charlotte St. Louis match this Saturday. So I'll be watching that in Spanish. That'll bring back some great memories from Pablo Ramirez when he used to be on Univision. And no more blackouts. No more blackouts, so we can watch any game that you want. And there's no more excuses. Now we can watch any game. Before you had to go through the paywalls and this and that, but now they're all available.
Victor, I do want to say that unfortunately right now they still haven't been able to show the radio broadcast like the day after. Like you can have access to it during the game live, but apparently when you go back to rewatch it, they don't give you that. And I heard something about possibly like the rights in regards to the radios and stuff like that. It's a lot of business behind that. Hopefully Apple can come to a deal because believe me, I like the radio broadcast here that's going on, and I'm sure people, they like their own people, right, to narrate their games. So to you, who was the top team of match week 1 and who was the worst team?
Probably worst team. I think it's too early. It's too early for week 1 to give anyone a worst team. But for the best team, I would want to say probably I'll take my hat off to St. Louis because coming off your inaugural season, being able to win at Q2 Stadium in Austin, that's impressive. That's impressive. Not a lot of teams can go out there and win. Like I said, last year we were the new kids on the block. We lost in DC 3-0, which adds to my hatred or dislike of DC even more. But then, that's a whole other story. But no, I think the best team week 1 was definitely St. Louis. And if I have to say worst team, I don't think I can give a worst team just yet. It's only week 1, but I was very disappointed with Charlotte FC's performance. I believe we played much better in the preseason, and the coach didn't do what he was doing in the preseason. I don't understand the substitutions. Some of the starting 11 wasn't there, so probably I would probably say Charlotte. I don't think we were the worst team, but personally I was very disappointed with the performance we had on Saturday, and I believe that this Saturday and next Saturday we cannot lose to Atlanta. Please, we cannot lose to Atlanta. Nah, I can't have this guy celebrating in my stadium. I can't. It's not handle that.
Oh, and you're right. Maybe I think worst team is kind of not the right term. Maybe disappointing performance of match day 1. For me, the top performance for match day 1, unfortunately, because I can't stand their coach, but it's Philadelphia Union. They destroyed Columbus Crew 4-1. They just came back from losing the MLS Cup, but they're still showing out. And they might not have these big name players, but like it or not, they've been consistent. So they won 4-1, and a disappointing performance. I mean, don't hate me, but I'll say 2. I'll say San Jose, right, because they were up 1-0. They were holding back a big Atlanta United team. Because when we play at home, man, we have a big afición, big crowds. It gets loud in there, and they could have beaten us. They could have. And they let 2 goals go in like the last 7 minutes of the game. I mean, yes, that is correct. But I mean, I'm not complaining, but from a neutral standpoint, that was the disappointing performance. And I will say with Charlotte, man, like this is what gets me. Like you guys are filling up that stadium. The fan base is there, and you can only be patient for so long. So, look, it's the second home opener that you guys lose. It's tough, but if Tepper doesn't start, making some moves, there's going to be some fans that get impatient. The thing is with Atlanta United, when they came in, we came in guns blazing, winning games. Second year, we won the MLS Cup, and that's why the fans have been so forgiving. I mean, 2019 we beat America, in the Campeones Cup.
Throws it down.
We won the U.S. Open Cup in 2019. But then we had the bad years 2020, 2021, 2022, which we didn't even make the playoffs last season. But we're still living off that hype from back then that we can still survive those wounds, that hopefully now this season we can get back into the playoffs. But Charlotte, bro, if it continues like this, I mean, cuidado. But I hope not, bro.
I'm worse off.
You know, and for the people that I know, you know, you guys are good folks, so.
Thank you, sir. I mean, there were a lot of injustices with the starting 11. That's all I got to say. I'll rant about it next week, but there were a lot of injustices. A lot of players should not have played in the starting 11.
St. Louis, they are hyped. They are very hyped. It's going to be a tough match, my brother. It's going to be a tough match for you guys.
It's going to be tough.
Okay. In Toronto, they lost Insigne. He got injured, so I think Atlanta should be able to handle business, and then we'll see you guys off of 2 wins would be great. But we won't get into that match until next week to see where we're at. Any shout-outs, Mr. Lou Will? Any last thoughts for today, man? We really want to thank you for being on, and we appreciate your friendship. You're a cousin-in-law. You're married into a great family. You know, you get to meet us. I mean, yeah, you have your wife, but look, you get to meet us too, bro. Like, no part of the deal.
Yeah, nah. I appreciate you guys having me. Like I said earlier, yeah, shoot, this is past my bedtime, so
we appreciate you, man. Staying strong.
Nah, definitely. Shoot, love to be here. Hey, call me out again.
Sensational, Lou. Thank you so much, man. Look, our goal is to hopefully catch a Nationals game with you sometime before the season ends. So that is the goal. We want to go out there. We want to go hang out in your living room, hang out with the pugs, you know, maybe, you know, go on a bike ride around the city, you know, do some things and really document that experience. But for sure, you know, catch a Nationals game. You know, I don't know if I were a Braves fan, will I get killed? Will there be a Nationals Braves game? I mean, that would be great. So we'll see how the schedule is looking like. But that is the goal. Big J and I head over your way, hang out, and do a podcast in your living room or wherever we have space for outside. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But I think that'd be phenomenal. So I'm kind of threw that at you, but that's been discussed on this end. So definitely we can start getting that into motion. I think that'd be great.
Yo, let me know, cause you know, there's some good spots out here. Definitely a Nationals game. It can be done. It can be done. Let's get it.
Well, where can people follow you? Do you want to, you know, shout out any social medias? Do you care about any businesses? Anything that you got going on? Any, you know, positivity, motivational words for the world? Anyone that you could be listening to? Shout outs, anything.
Man, I got to shout out honestly, all the Chavez family, man. Like, yo, y'all treated me well. You know, coming into this family and everything. Just mad love, straight up, mad love. You know, just keep on moving, and like one of my principles from, honestly, the only quote that I got right now stuck in my head is just my principal from high school. Literally every morning, that man would just get on the intercom and, you know, doing the announcements or whatever, and he would just end it, you know, make it a good day or not, the choice is yours. Straight up.
Incredible.
That's what I got from y'all. That's what I got for y'all.